and temperatures are expected to drop into the teens this weekend starting Friday night. With dangerous cold moving into the area, help is available for those who may need it.
Yes, state officials say now is the time to prepare. The Salvation Army is opening its doors, while Homeland Security leaders are urging residents to take steps to stay safe. Our Davion Telsey has that story.
Well, we can always use additional food items for these times to help with the extra people.
As temperatures fall into the teens, the Salvation Army is preparing to help people who may not have a warm place to go. Leaders say freezing conditions can be dangerous, especially for people experiencing homelessness and families struggling to stay warm.
Tomorrow at 3:30 p.m., we will have cots, we will have food, beverage, supplies, cold weather clothing items, just anything that can help people get warm and stay warm through this freezing spell.
With temperatures expected to drop below freezing for several nights, the Salvation Army says its doors will be open to those in need. At the same time, state officials says everyone should be taking precautions right now for the cold weather.
If you are running a generator, make sure it's away from your windows and doors where it doesn't cause a carbon monoxide. I recommend everybody get smoke detectors and carbon monoxide, you know, if they're going to be burning anything in the house as far as gas goes.
The Avoyelles Department of Homeland Security says cold weather can bring more than just freezing temperatures. Officials warn power outages, burst pipes, and hazardous road conditions are all possible.
Now we need to buckle down, make sure you have enough water, make sure that, as far as food-wise, you need your canned goods, items that you can ready to eat or something, like that. Because as what I'm being told, we're going to possibly lose power. So, if we lose power, good chance we'll lose water also.
Leaders say preparation along with community support can keep families safe as freezing temperatures move into this weekend. In Alexandria, for News Channel 5, I'm Davion Telsey.
Several warming shelters will be open across Cenla ahead of the cold weekend. To learn more, you can visit our website.